Pursuant to the rule, the gentleman from Oklahoma is recognized for 5 minutes in support of his motion.
Mr. Speaker, my motion will ensure that none of the $135 billion in taxpayer funds authorized in H.R. 4447 will be used to build up foreign countries' intellectual property and technology at the expense of our own. Specifically, in order to receive federal grants, loans, or demonstration money through H.R. 4447, organizations must certify that the results of that funding, whether technology, intellectual property, or data, will not become the property of a foreign state-owned enterprise. Mr. Speaker, China has made it an explicit goal to surpass the United States as the global frontrunner in science and technology. The Chinese Communist Party's Made in 2025 initiative outlines a clear strategy to get ahead of us in critical technologies and industries of the future. Part of the CCP strategy is acquiring U.S. technology and intellectual property, whether through investment, coercion, or theft. Now let me repeat that. Through investment, coercion, or yes, even theft. This isn't a hypothetical situation. Already China has recruited U.S.-funded researchers for things like the 1,000 Talents program. This is much more than a simple recruitment program or an exchange of knowledge. Researchers joining the 1,000 Talents program sign legally binding contracts that require them to transfer information and property to China. We've seen a consistent pattern where China expresses interest in a specific technology and then the U.S. experiences intellectual property theft in that same technology. The whole scope of the CCP's influence and presence in the U.S. is not entirely known to the public. But FBI Director Christopher Wray has said that the Bureau is opening a new China-related counterintelligence case about every 10 hours. Simply put, we're spending the time, the money, and the effort to plant the seeds of new technologies, but China is the one harvesting the crop. We cannot afford to spend $135 billion in taxpayers' funds on technologies that China will then steal and use to compete against us. We must protect our nation's research and intellectual property. The Trump administration has taken good steps towards protecting American IP from Chinese aggression. But we must do more to work together to protect sensitive American research while maintaining the spirit of open science that has fueled literally generations of discoveries. Mr. Speaker, this motion provides common sense, practical protections for taxpayer-funded research and the incalculable innovations it creates. I urge my colleagues to support this motion and ensure that we are not spending billions of dollars on research that China will then use to outcompete us. And I yield back, Mr. Speaker.